This is home. Twin States News starts right now.
There's still a blood shortage happening across the country. Today, Vitalant Blood Services held a blood drive to try and combat the issue. Twin States News' Jasmine Stevenson takes us onto the donation bus to find out what the outcome could be if the shortage continues.
Vitalant Blood Services representative Nikhil Cooley is an advocate for blood donations. She says since COVID, numbers have dropped almost by half.
Pre-COVID, we had donors coming in 300-400 in numbers. As of right now, we're seeing that cut into over half now. So a lot of people are not coming out donating blood like they used to because of the fear, with COVID.
Because of the blood shortage, doctors are having to decide when and who to use blood for.
It's sad to say that they're having to make those decisions. I mean, it's kind of like a life or death situation. You may have someone that needs the blood that won't to meet their demise at that moment, but then you got somebody that's in the operating room on the table needing the blood right then, and so they have to make the decision as to who's going to get that blood at that point.
Cooley says if blood donation numbers don't begin to increase, the outcome could be drastic.
It's not going to be a good outcome. I mean, honestly, just to be totally transparent, people are going to die. I mean, we got to have those blood donations come in, so that's why each and every day I strive, my team strives, this company strives each and every day to get as many blood donations as we can, and we try to encourage everybody to come out and donate.
To find out how you can donate blood, you can visit twinstates.news. Jasmine Stevenson, Twin States News, Meridian.
Mississippi will soon have one of the lowest tax rates in the nation. This after Governor Tate Reeves signed the state's largest tax cut bill in history. The bill will return more than $500 million to Mississippi taxpayers. It will also eliminate the existing 4% bracket and lower the 5% to 4%. Here's what the governor had to say after the signing of the bill.
This is a tremendous victory, and it will make a massive impact on the lives of Mississippians, and it will make a tremendous impact on our economy for years and years to come.
The governor also says reducing taxes on hardworking Mississippians will drive economic development in our state. Mississippi Department of Transportation posted a video on their Twitter account of the suspected tornado that came through Newton yesterday. The footage of the storm was captured by one of MDOT's cameras in front of their Newton district office. MDOT stated that despite the rough conditions, their crews were out working to get the roads back open. One local middle school is using an outside source to improve its students' vocabulary skills. Twin States News' Donisha Branham tells us what's been helping the students.
Southeast Middle School is taking strategic steps to have its students excel in vocabulary with the help of a website that now leaves the school ranked #1 on the website in the state of Mississippi.
It feels good. I feel like I know the kids were very proud that we got that achievement, and they were, when they saw that was added to our profile, they were really excited, and because they've been working really hard.
It feels great. My school is #1 to me all the time, but just to see that in numbers makes me feel really proud of all of our students.
Clement came across vocabulary.com whenever she was trying to find another resource for English and decided to purchase it for her students.
Once I did that, on the next assessment that my students took, every single one of them grew in vocabulary. So I decided to continue that this year, and I purchased it for my students, and they've really excelled on all our assessments, and I think a lot of their growth is attributed to that.
Another English teacher decided to get her students involved with vocabulary.com and says it has made a difference with her students.
I'm finding them to be much more engaged with the lessons. It sets it up in like a game platform where they're able to earn points for every word that they master. So they're really engaged into learning, and it's really fun.
The principal of Southeast Middle School was impressed with the progress the students were having with the website that she purchased it for the school, and now all English teachers have access to it in their classrooms.
This Saturday, April 9th, will be the Great American Cleanup at Singing Brakeman Park. The Keep America Beautiful is one of the nation's largest community improvement programs.
We've had these before, and they've been very successful, but guess what? COVID came along, and we haven't had one in 3 years. So it's time to show the people it's time to clean up again.
The cleanup will take place from 8 a.m. until 12:30 p.m., and each volunteer will be supplied with cleanup supplies and snacks. The annual C&M Uptown Meridian Carnival is back this year. Starting tomorrow, the carnival will open from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. You'll be able to find your favorite food vendors, rides, and games. The carnival will be located in front of Woodstock Furniture through April 17th. The Meridian Police Department is asking for your help. A Meridian teenager was murdered, and the case has gone cold. Tonight, we begin the first of a weekly series of requests asking for your help from Meridian Police. Here is the Cold Case Files.
On August 31st, 2020, then 19-year-old Daquan Martin was reported missing by family members to the Meridian Police Department. Mr. Martin was described as a black male, approximately 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighing approximately 100 pounds. He was reported to have been last seen on August 27, 2020, in the area of a family member's residence on the 2400 block of 44th Avenue. On September 3, 2020, officers of the Meridian Police Department discovered the body of Mr. Martin in a wooded area in the 4600 block of 25th Court with a gunshot wound to the head. Investigators believe Mr. Martin knew his assailant and was probably killed in another location, and his body transported to the location where it was discovered by officers.
A cold case is a crime that has not yet been fully resolved, but remains open pending the discovery of new evidence or new witness testimony. We are asking you, the public, to provide that new evidence or testimony in this cold case by calling the numbers on your screen.
2 people are injured after a shooting at a plant in South Carolina. The presumed gunman is dead. Deputies were called to the Frankenshea plant in Anderson County, South Carolina. 2 victims were taken to the hospital. One has critical injuries. There were 30 employees in the plant who got out safely. According to authorities, the shooter died from a self-inflicted wound.
We know that we have 2 that were taken to the hospital. One went by private car and one went by EMS.
So no one is dead, you said?
Other than our suspect at this point in time. I will tell you that one patient was in critical condition when they left the scene, so we're praying for him.
After the shooting, many employees rushed to a nearby tavern for safety. Frustration for the White House and Democrats after a vote to advance more coronavirus funding is blocked in the Senate. Republicans are asking for a chance to vote on amendments, primarily a chance to get Democrats on the record over Title 42, a public health order blocking people seeking asylum at the southern border over COVID-19 fears. The Biden administration recently announced they will do away with it next month. Madeline Rivera has a closer look from Washington.
The motion is not agreed to.
In a major setback for COVID relief, the Senate voted 52-47 Tuesday against a procedural step that would have advanced a $10 billion bipartisan bill for treatments, vaccines, and testing.
This is a potentially devastating vote for every single American who is worried about the possibility of a new variant rearing its nasty head within a few months.
The sticking point? Immigration. GOP senators are holding back their votes unless Democrats agree to votes on an amendment on Title 42, a public health order that allowed the federal government to quickly turn away migrants at the border during the pandemic. The Biden administration is ending Title 42 next month.
I think there'll have to be an amendment on Title 42 in order to move the bill.
Republicans find it hypocritical that the administration wants to keep other COVID measures, but not something related to the border.
But then they're telling us there's no reason to worry about COVID among those coming here illegally who have a much lower rate of immunization than do we. You can't have it both ways.
But a growing number of Democrats also oppose the administration's decision to lift Title 42. In a new letter to Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, Senator Jon Tester says ending the measure would only add strain to an already broken immigration system. The White House says while it's disappointed in the Senate vote, calling it a step backward in the country's response to the virus, it will continue to work with the House and the Senate to move the COVID bill forward. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Ukrainian officials leveling new allegations at Russia today as the West prepares more sanctions. Alex Hogan has the latest from Lviv, Ukraine.
It's day 42 of the Russian invasion, and Ukraine's president is working to put more international pressure on his Russian counterpart. Volodymyr Zelensky accusing Moscow of using hunger as a weapon of war by deliberately targeting food supplies and blocking humanitarian aid. In the east, the Red Cross still has not been able to get into the hard-hit city of Mariupol, where the fighting rages on.
One of the main reasons we cannot bring humanitarian aid to Mariupol is that Russia is afraid the world will see what's going on there.
Russia is denying the allegations, pointing to its withdrawal from Kyiv as evidence that it's taking the peace talks seriously. That withdrawal is nearing completion, with forces sent north to Belarus, then east back into Russia, where they will eventually be expected to rejoin the fight. Meanwhile, Ukrainian officials are ramping up their investigation of alleged war crimes in the Kyiv suburbs.
Right now, we are looking for victims, identifying them, interviewing people, and documenting the facts further.
The White House also coordinating with the EU and G7 countries on a new round of sanctions targeting the Russian economy, including a ban on all new investments in Russia and sanctions on government officials and their family members.
These measures will degrade key instruments of Russian state power and pose acute and immediate economic harm on Russia.
And today, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Brussels meeting with allies about ramping up arms shipments to Ukraine. In Lviv, Ukraine, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Dramatic video captures the wrath of Russia's war on Ukraine in the battle for Kyiv. Ukraine's military shared a video revealing massive destruction in the villages of the Brovary region. That's a suburb of Kyiv. The footage released Wednesday showed destroyed buildings, homes, and schools. Streets were littered with rubble, and a charred school bus and car can be seen among the devastation. The attack comes as the Ukrainian military attempts to retake territory north of the country's capital, including the Brovary region. Still ahead tonight, the Sun Belt has a scorching hot job market.
Well, so Arizona as a whole has really great educational institutions and an amazing workforce here, all the way from PhDs and material scientists down to factory.
Why so many businesses are choosing to relocate to Arizona and grow in the Grand Canyon state. Plus, meteorologist Susie Martin joins us with your complete forecast.